Bridging the Generation podcast. I am your host, Malak Arif, and today I have a very, very, very special guest. You guys, these brothers right here, they have been on my radar for about a year now. Conflicting schedules have delayed this opportunity, but now we have them here, and I'm talking none other than A. and C. of the Standouts, man. How's it going, fellas?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Yeah, man. Hey, again, long overdue, man. Long overdue. I'm ready to hope you fellas got some time.
We got some time, man. We good. Definitely. We locked in for sure. We've been wanting to get to this for a while. Yeah. For sure. We definitely fuck with your platform for sure.
Hey, appreciate that, man. I fuck with what you boys bringing to the table, man. As far as this hip hop shit, man, I love it, bro. Like I feel like, you guys are bringing a breath of fresh air, man, especially, coming from where you guys come from. So we gonna get into all that shit, man. But first of all, how you guys been maintaining with this whole, COVID-19 and this whole pandemic shit, man? I know it's different for a lot of artists, man. A. C. how y'all want to,
Man, it's kind of been like I was already working at home, so that part wasn't that much of an adjustment. It did put a damper on some plans. We definitely still plan on doing some traveling and, getting in person with these artists and stuff. So that's the part that, that's been biggest affected. But we've been blessed, had a couple family members catch it, but nobody got seriously sick.
Yeah, fortunately.
So, fortunately.
Same for me. Just my work schedule didn't change too much. Thank God, I was able to keep working through the pandemic and just been carrying on for about a year and a half now. It's just kind of normal now. So, but yeah, like you said, with the music thing, we definitely was planning on doing a lot of traveling and, linking with people in person. So we didn't get to do that, but we still, was able to be effective this year. So we can't complain too much about it.
No doubt. Well, look, one of the reasons, man, I have you on my platform, man, because you guys are very unique producing tandem, man, being that you guys, you produce a particular type of music that that I love, the type of music that I'm familiar with. And but you guys are not from where most people would probably think you guys are from. So where you guys originally from, man? Tell the folks where you guys from.
Fort Worth, Texas, man. It's pretty close to Dallas. It's all in the same metroplex. So you got Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington. They call it the DF Dub, and we're from the Fort Worth part of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's go ahead, my bad.
I was just saying born and raised.
Okay. So Fort Worth and Dallas is about what we talking about, maybe about 10-15 minutes apart.
30?
Yeah, 30 to 45 depending on traffic. But it's a whole city in between Fort Worth and Dallas, and that's Arlington. Shout out to Arlington.
Arlington is where the Rangers play.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Okay. So talk about like the music scene in Texas, man. Not just matter of fact, talk about the music scene in Fort Worth, man. Because I've been to Houston and I've been to Dallas, never been to Fort Worth. But what I've noticed, man, is two different cultures, man, from Dallas and Texas. And if you want to throw in San Antonio, it's three different cultures. So a lot of people that's outside of Texas, man, we all think that all of you guys share it's the same shit, but it's really not. So talk about that a little bit, man.
Fort Worth, Dallas, like it's two different cultures, two different styles of dress and everything. But like Fort Worth has a few artists that's jumping off right now. Like, we have Go Yayo, G Money, Lil Runny. His brother, rest in peace, my cousin Zach. He was a big part of the Fort Worth music scene. He got his life got cut short like a few years ago. So, but
the music scene is basically, it's more so what's popping, what's hot right now is either the street shit. Shit, pretty much that for right now.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
That's what everybody getting popping with, like starting, the unnecessary beef, and then building a career off, trying to take a career off of that. But
it's entertaining, but it's not
work too slow. So they get caught before they can ever get their chance to, get out there and make a name for themselves. The dudes can make music. Right. So they having to play into the gimmicks. That's kind of what like when you are in your hometown, like people don't really mess with like what's going on until like somebody else somewhere else is fucking with it. So like how we trying to build our fan base and whatnot, like just wherever
exactly.
fucking with it, you know what I'm saying? And like your hometown see that, you know, so they see other people fucking with it. That's when they'll start talking along with it. But to get hot, if you want to just get hot out of Fort Worth, you know what I'm saying? You come with the street gang shit, you know what I mean? And go from there.
Just following the Chief Keef, the Chicago formula. That's pretty much what it is. It's
I ain't know, but I mean, them dudes can make some good music though. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they can figure that shit out and quit all that unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And just make the music and evolve that sound from there and really put the city on. But if not, we'll take care of it. We're trying to do it. Yeah. You know what
I mean? I know. Yella Beezy and Mo 3 and all them. They from around that area, right?
Yeah, Dallas. Two huge artists, man. Huge artists. Much bigger than they are now. If they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, going at each other like they are, but you know, man, that I don't know. I ain't got much to say about that because that's a lot of other shit going on with it. But unfortunately.
So with all that's going on, and you know, in Fort Worth and the whole Dallas area, you know, metropolitan area, you know, how did you guys decide to go down the path that you guys have taken as far as your producing style? Like, did you guys ever catch flack? Matter of fact, before I even get to that, you know, when did you guys decide, like, man, this is the type of hip hop that we're going to be into? Or was there ever like a different type of hip hop that you guys were into prior to the music that you guys producing now? You know? Yeah,
I'd say we got into it way before our local music scene even started to boil. So it wasn't nothing for us to pull much of an identity from unless it was, you know what I mean, the Houston sound with Rap A Lot and the things they was doing, or DSR. You know what I mean? The local guys like that. So before that, I mean,
and really, you know, I started making beats before there was a YouTube, Facebook. I started making beats in high school. I graduated in 2004. So, and also when you combine the fact that I was always in honors English, I was always in like AP English. I always liked words and English language. So the lyricism always stuck out to me. So like when you combine that with the fact that I didn't know what a sample was for a while. I just knew that the instruments were better than the synthy sounds. Like I like the instruments more. So like when I heard, like I always say, when I heard "We Gon' Make It," I was watching 106 & Park, and when "Knock Yourself Out" turns into "We Gon' Make It," that's what changed my life. And then I sit around and I'm listening. I used to catch the bus to school. And I would watch, you know, the videos before I had to catch the bus, and I saw "Keep It Thorough" by Prodigy.
Woo, Alchemist.
I'm 15, and I'm hearing he said I break bread, ribs, $100 bills. I'm like, hey, that's hard. Like, you know,
whoa, time out. That's crazy because again, man, you guys down in Texas, man, and you like what you know.
That's what I'm saying. We're watching the same stuff as everybody else, but
man. Like, how did you gravitate towards that? Because I'm a little bit older than you guys, man, and I remember being down in Texas around that time, and it was screwed up everything, or it was screwed up or Rap A Lot.
Yeah, which we fuck with
that too. I had all the screw stuff too, but
we're just very musical, so we was into that as well. But like we've been put on the music our whole lives. Like our grandparents got stacks and stacks of records. So like we hearing similar samples. Like the thing that kind of stood out to me when I was very young, you know what I mean, was the Through the Wire Kanye West sample. You know what I mean? The Shaka Khan, hearing that, you know what I'm saying, growing up hearing that my whole life and then hearing it again and being like, damn, that sounds familiar to me. So I'm tapping into that and I'm like, damn, what is this? And it's this, you know what I mean? Like what's going on? Like he said, the sample, like he was just be like sped up
and he knew it was a sample, but I didn't know you know, Alchemist is not sampling something that you hear on the radio. So I was like, when I heard that, what keyboard he got? What he got? And then I heard, and then you know when you hear that, and then Prodigy going crazy, and then when I finally heard the original sample, that's when I was like, man, this is what I want to do. Yeah, like
really that sampling shit, man. That shit universal.
Hold on. We gotta slow down, man, because we about to go in, man. We about to go in. So for the audience, man, for the fans, I don't think that they know, man, but you guys are brothers, right?
Cousins, first cousins.
Oh, okay, you guys. So who's the oldest?
I'm the oldest. I'm 7 years older than him. So when I'm in high school, this is crazy. Like
he's in elementary.
He's in elementary, but peep this. I'm in high school and I start driving and he ride with me. And I'm like, every time I get put on or something, I'm making him listen to it. Like I'm like, yo, like I remember the day Mossberg, Rock Marciano, when that dropped. It was so I texted him, I said, hey, where you at? He was like, man, I'm at home. I'm gonna come get you. And then our aunt, she stays in Grand Prairie, which is a 25-minute drive. So
right.
I took him. Let's go to Amy's house, and we listening to that. But he's like young listening to this. So every time, what happened was, like you said, when you have Kanye in high school, you got to think about it. In high school, The Blueprint came out, Diplomatic Immunity, College Dropout. Man, there was a lot of classics that came out, and it was like the timing was crazy. And every time I would, I have pretty much every edition of XXL magazine and Scratch magazine.
Source.
Yeah, I wasn't really fooling with the Source after that. I went to XXL route. But no, but basically, I'm reading the internet. I'm in it now. I'm into it. So I'm reading interviews. So I'm reading like when Kanye on the cover, he says he gets his vocal chops. He gets that from RZA. Now I'm going and buying the old Wu-Tang, so I'm picking him up like, yo, you got to listen to this. Yeah. I remember.
And then he's showing me shimmy, yeah, you know what I'm saying? ODB, I'm rolling, laughing at this shit.
Right.
Rapping, he's so perfect with his rhymes and just like, but he having such a good time with it. So seeing stuff like that as a young kid, like I'm super into it, heavy into it, and been into it since I was a kid and just grew up with it. You know what I mean? And now I'm like half my life I done been into everything we got down here, and everything else all around the country, just tapped in all over. You know what I mean?
So C-Dot, basically A-Dot the one who got you into producing. Like, did you ever?
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever?
I like to say that I grew off of his tree into my own tree. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely sparked it in my mind for me to like start sitting down and trying to make music, because we always love music, but never thinking about like, okay, I can actually get a laptop and make this stuff on my own. You know what I'm saying? Not even thinking that way, because I'm just into sports. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I got to do to excel at that. And you know what I'm saying? And so him, the way he think, the way his mind wired, like he said, he actually reading XXL magazine. He ain't just getting looking through and taking the pictures out and hanging them on his wall. Like he reading the interviews and finding shit out. So he passing that information on to me and my other brothers and little cousins. I'm just the one that really tapped into it the most and shit. 10, 15 years later, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to really do this thing for a career. Okay. You know what I mean?
Now I heard A-Dot, man, he just mentioned, Diplomatic Immunity, College Dropout, albums like that. Now, C-Dot, what was some of your earliest albums, man? Where did you get some of your influences from, as far as like albums?
This nigga put me on Donuts, so Jay Dilla a long time ago. Like I was able to get into that like probably around 12 or 13 years old. So Donuts, you know what I'm saying, and then that rolling into that B album with Common, that was a huge album. Don't forget, top album. You know what I'm saying? It's just perfect.
Oh, that came out,
yeah. And then you got Andre 3000. I'm seeing the notoriety he's starting to get for his rapping, because you know what I'm saying, he's from the South with Outkast and everything. But like, anytime I hear these other rappers do interviews or something, they'll mention him in his top 5 and shit like that. So his album, the Love Below album, is huge for me. Just like all of the different melodies and everything. Like, cause I'm real melodic driven. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my thing. And that B album, Kanye West albums, you know what I'm saying, Dropout, Graduation, all of those, all the way up to Yeezus. You know what I'm saying? Anything before Yeezus is just golden. So no disrespect to Yeezus.
Hold on, man. I can't believe I'm talking to you guys, man, and you guys haven't mentioned this is my 1A producer. Alchemist is my favorite producer of all time.
He's the reason I started making beats.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's my favorite. That's my favorite producer. But 1B is DJ Premier, man.
What happened was, matter of fact, this is funny that you mentioned that. So, like I said, when I'm in high school, all the albums that I mentioned came out while I was in high school. So these are new albums that I'm studying. But when I got to college, that's when I started going back.
More in depth, yeah.
I started going, so like, I remember coming home on weekends or whatever, driving home, and I'm picking them up. Like, we listening to The Infamous and we listening to Reasonable Doubt, Illmatic. So, of course, like, Primo is crazy.
Huge. And he from Texas, so
I was just about to say that. Did you know?
We know that, man.
Because I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like I've been I've been a Gang Starr fan for damn near 30 years, but I didn't learn that they was from Texas, man. It's probably maybe my 10th year of being a fan of them. It took me like 10 years, man. I
knew that. Like, when I started, that's why that was part of the reason why it was a few things. Like, and this is what I'm saying. When I was in college, I had I don't know how I got this, but it was like a whole bunch of DJ Premier instrumentals. And I had this little LG phone, and me and my friends would play Phase 10, and I would have those instrumentals playing while it was helping me concentrate. So I'll study Premier, but that's reason, like, between Primo being from Texas, and then you have Ninth Wonder being from and then he's using FL Studio, Thomas Fruity Loops. So these are
I was there, Fruity Loops,
yeah. At the time it was Fruity Loops. So between Primo and Ninth, these are the things that made me think, like, yo, this is possible. This is not far fetched.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, even making the type of beats we make, it wasn't far fetched because Primo is like the architect of the East Coast sound. And when I say he's from Prairie View, that's the country.
Texas.
Yeah.
That's not like this. That's not a big city.
And he born and raised. It ain't like he was just. A lot of people don't know that he's actually from Texas. Like, he born and raised.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he's from New York and then he moved to Texas for a couple of years and then he came. Nah, he's from there.
Yeah, Primo definitely is a huge inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely the blueprint for sure. For sure.
But when Gang Starr, we was super young. So like I said, when I got to college, that's when I went back.
Did your homework.
Everything that did my homework, you know what I'm saying? So my school was like a 2-hour plus drive between Fort Worth, and then I went to school in Hawkins, Texas.
Okay.
And then I would listen to Only Built for Cuban Links. I would just drive the whole way and listen to that, you know. So like, this is I definitely put the work in and did the research. So we true to this. It's not somebody lane like, oh shoot, okay, they doing this up. No, we've been into this. Like even the Pretty Tony album, when Ghostface rapped over. When he just rapped over that Delphonics and he just put the record on and start rapping.
La 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 la.
How many loops, man? We need to rap like Ghostface.
Hey, that's my favorite rapper of all time, Ghostface, man. A lot of people don't know that.
He's the best.
My favorite. He's my favorite rapper of all time.
Man.
Yeah. So we definitely studied it and did all of it.
So Primo's from Prairie View. You guys from Fort Worth. Now, do you feel like being from a certain region should be an indicator of how your sound, of how we define an artist or producer's sound? What do you think about that?
I don't think so for producers, because
they're not producers.
Producers, like, you just taking like elements of every sound, and everything come from the South anyways. If we being honest, like our ancestors, all of that good music that we took to Harlem and up, you know what I'm saying? Like in the Renaissance, like they all come from the South. So that's soul to soul, no matter where you are. So when you making beats, like, that shit is just universal. You can be anywhere in the world and be able to cook up these soul if you're going through that same type of shit and you understand it and you grew up with it and it's ingrained in your family love it. Like, it just, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it matter where you from with the production.
No doubt. No, I agree, man.
I will say that like certain areas just have a sound like
Virginia,
like Virginia, and
then Timberland for real. Like, come on, man.
And then Detroit, they got a certain sound.
Missy Elliott. Can we talk about Virginia a little bit?
That's the neighboring state for me, Virginia. I'm from DC.
I don't know what they got.
Them three juggernauts, though. I just had to
shout out
Missy Elliott, shout out Timberland, and shout out Pharrell, shout out Teddy Riley. Like, just anything out of Virginia was a real deal for real. But yeah,
everybody has their own, like the Bay. They have a certain sound. It's different pockets, for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, it's probably looked at that way now, but it ain't. I don't think it's, you know what I'm saying, like you have to be or it's expected. I don't know. It could go either way with that, really.
For sure.
Okay, but you guys, so were you guys ever like, huge fans of the Screw, the Swisher House, that whole?
Yeah, in high school. That's not. I was big into music in general. Like in high school, people would like come to me like, "Hey, what's coming out? What new done dropped or whatever." And like, I mean, I remember when I had Mike Jones when he rapped off the Victory beat, did the freestyle. I still
Mike Jones was nice, man. I don't give a fuck.
Mike Jones, magnificent.
Mike.
Chameleonaire, all the boys. They've been rapping for.
And I had all that stuff. I had all those CDs and stuff. So
Swisher House.
We was into that. Yeah, we was into that.
Heavy into that. Yeah.
Straight. What he said? They had the slow jam version, straight to the room.
Yeah.
I think like volume 1.
That's how Texas I am. I lost my virginity to a fuck action CD.
Yeah, I think like volume 1 through 50 was like fuck action, and then after that it was like straight to the room.
Yeah, straight to the room. Yeah.
I was stationed down in San Antonio, man, back in like 2002.
Yeah,
that's how I got. Because to me, when I think of Texas music, like we always, being from DC, we always had an affinity for Texas, man. But it was Houston and it was rap a lot.
Yeah.
So when I got stationed in San Antonio, that's when I got familiar to that whole I never heard of DJ Screw. Like when he was alive, I don't remember him.
Yeah. So I didn't get notoriety till after it was like you know what I'm saying, nation nationally after he passed. But yeah, definitely, man.
You couldn't escape. You couldn't escape. Like, playing it at parties. It was jamming like the Pac-Man freestyle.
Yeah,
man,
it's literally a part of the culture.
We definitely was into that.
Okay, so this is what I want to ask you guys, man. Like, what was your first equipment? I know A-Dot, you older. So, what was your first piece of equipment? And, and C-Dot, you can answer that.
My mom's computer. I got a demo from my boy Ryan. That's still my boy to this day. We all went over, spent the night, slumber party, no homo type stuff. Like we had the video game, and then he had the Fruity Loops demo, right? I couldn't save anything, but I remember everybody was messing with it, but like they was just making patterns, like literal visual patterns, not doing anything musical. But I remember when I got a hold of it, I stayed up. Like everybody else fell asleep, I stayed up, like messing with it till like 5 a.m. Messing with it. When I got to the crib, I was always pretty good with like computers and stuff and finding free versions and stuff. So I had my mom's computer, Fruity Loops. It was 3.5, and then when I first got that, the instruments in them was so goofy. Like I played trumpet and stuff. So I
was just about to ask that, man. What like you guys' musical background, man? Because when I listen to when I listen to a lot of your production, man, I notice how you guys. I love how you guys take out certain like drum patterns, and certain guitar riffs, man. You guys are really very particular with your your drums, the way you guys use drums. And
I played the snare.
He played
snares on the drum line in middle school. I like to just beat on the desk all the time after I finish my work. Like, I'd be bored and just beat on the desk rapping and interrupting class and shit. So one of the teachers suggested that I get in the band. I got into, start playing the snare drum on the drum line. And so that's where a lot of that's like me nowadays, like I'm sampling for the drums, like looking for off top, seeing how I can put these drum patterns together and get a flow going, and then let the rapper go from there. And I think like leading with the drums more so is like, I don't know, it's just a different type of it's just fun. Different. I don't know. I can't explain like what it is in the production world, but just like doing it that way differently for me recently has just been, I don't know, man. It just stand out to me more. And then I don't know. I can't explain it too well. I just do it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like second nature.
Yeah, exactly. Because what I'm saying, it's just like I'm already knowing what I want to hear next with it. So I'm like, I'll be getting parts from the beginning of the song to the middle to the end, just knowing how natural drum progression goes and what people look for and the flow that goes comfortably. And so rapping that way, as well as knowing the cadences and everything, like it's just easy for me to put it together differently than somebody else might be able to or whatever. But
do you guys think, like being musicians, do that help your production technique opposed to somebody who doesn't play instruments?
Definitely, yes. And I'm trying to get more into playing more instruments now. I'm finna pick up the piano, try to get that started on that before this year. My older brother played the bass, so we be getting him in. We finna start working with him on some of our beats and playing the bass and learning how to play the bass from him. And he played the trumpet. So
I played trumpet and clarinet in middle school. So like I said, and then what happened? Even in middle school, I was playing stuff by ear. Like I was like, something would come on when something would come on the radio. I'd be in class like, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's how So yeah, that musical background does come in handy. Even when you listen to
choir, we were in the choir together like our whole childhood. So the melodies and
that's where we got that influenced me being in the church. When the piano, everybody's getting
right.
Cut out the piano and it's just singing and people start screaming.
So look. So I want to know, man, and I'm sure like the fans want to know, like, when did you guys decide, like, you know what, we're gonna take our separate talents and we're going to put them together, and this is what we're going to call ourselves? Whose idea was this?
Man.
All right, so
how did that come to be? How did that play out?
So of course, again, I'm 7 years older, and then when I was in college, I think you were in high school, right? And he's in high school. He's playing. Like I said, for reference, one time I went to his game. He ran in a touchdown. He kicked the extra point. Then he kicked the ball. He kicked the ball out to the other team. Like he was a one-man army. So he was really into sports. So I was just doing my own thing solo. But at the same time, we would do this thing where, like, I would lay down a sample. I would walk away, tell him to come do the drums, right? And then, or I would lay down some drums and tell him to come put a sample to it or whatever, right? So between doing all of that, he learned everything on his own. And then I was in grad school and stuff like that. I had a lot going on. I had started a new job, so I wasn't as sharp. Like I was busy. And meanwhile, while I'm living this adult life, he's in college, not going to class, getting cold,
bullshitting.
Yeah, getting cold, but he's getting super cold on the beat. So I'm like, yo. At this point, I was like, if we don't click up, he's gonna pass me up.
He gonna say he about to lap you.
He's going crazy. And so I was like, yo, and I don't even know how. Oh, the way we came up with the Standouts was because
I love that name. I gotta say that, man. Like that name. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like the first time I heard you guys was on the Eddie Kane's Nezzy Star.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So when it said the Standouts, like to me, I'm like, man, who are these guys, man? Like it sounds like that name sounds like some guys that been around for a long. It sounds like some established guys, man.
Yeah. So
whoever chose that name, man, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and explain that.
No, but
great fucking name, man. Great fucking name.
So back in 2009, I did some. This is MySpace era, so I did some beats for artists out of South Carolina, and somebody did a review on the blog spot, and then like in the review, they said what they said about the review, but then they had at the bottom they said standout. We produced 3 songs on that album, and then they said standout tracks, and they listed 2 of the 3 that they listed was the ones that we made. So that's how we came up with standouts. Like, oh, okay, and then it works because it's like, hey, we in Fort Worth making this type of beat. These type of beats, so yeah, we standing out.
Y'all knew y'all stood out. Y'all knew.
Yeah, we do. For a lot of reasons. Yeah,
for sure.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So let's fast forward a little bit, man. Who was like I said, I told you the first time I heard of you guys was on Eddie Kane's project, the Nezzy Star. I want to get into your relationship with Eddie Kane and all those guys, man. But who was the first artist that you guys decided to work with, and how did how did that collaboration come together?
Are you talking about like
first artist or just like
first artist that you guys worked together, not separately?
Okay, you did Pill yourself.
Yeah, no.
Whoa! Time out. Pill? Are you talking about Pill from Maybach Music Group?
Yeah, that was my first placement. We've been here.
Tell Pill to holler at me, man. I need to get Pill is nice as shit.
Rap like a mug.
Pill from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, but the way it happened was I think this is like early stages of Twitter when the rappers was like, hey, send beats, and I sent the beat, and now that I think about it, the beat wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? I was
the sample was nice.
The sample was fire, but we didn't know what we know now. But anyways, I used to go on 2doughboys.com, blog here. I was on there. I was at work on there every day to the point where like I think when you could play the music back then, it was like through Zshare. So every time I would try to play the music, it would crash my work computer, and I would get right. So check this out. So I'm scrolling real fast, and then I thought I saw my name, so I scrolled up and it said Pills. Sleep. It's a song called Sleeping Giant, and it said produced by A. McCrae. Now I can't click play on it because I'm gonna get in trouble. So I have to make a call and listen to it over the phone. And I was like, snap. I'm on 2 Dope. And so after that at this time I'm in grad school, I just started this job. So I'm thinking about like maybe the music thing is just like it's a hobby, it's trying to get it. But this happened, I was like, oh no, we going. And so that following March, we went to South by Southwest.
I had just graduated high school.
Right. And Pill, this is a funny story. We at this venue and the drinks are expensive and nobody's paying attention to me, paying attention to us, right? This is regular, right? So Pill comes, he taps me on the shoulder and he was like, hey, what's up? And then
Pill's with Maybach Music Group around this time.
Yeah, right? he got the chain on, he got the MMG chain on. And
just signed too.
He just signed
that month, a couple weeks before.
Yeah, and so it was crazy. And so he introduced us to like Killer Mike and Farnsworth Bentley and stuff. And then like all of a sudden people were asking who we were and the drinks was free. So I was like, yeah, I want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he performed Sleeping Giant. He opened up his show with that. So ever since then,
I wish you still had that video.
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube somewhere, but not of us. So like, yeah, but basically that's when we started taking it seriously. But nothing really happened for a while. And so
now was this because you just said this was A-Dot, this is you.
Yeah, this is me.
But we were the standouts at that point, but he had got that beat off a while ago.
That, yeah.
As you know what I'm saying, and they credited it as A. McCrae.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I made it. I made that beat in college. I made that in like 2007. So so I guess our first time working together would be, our boy Legendary.
Yeah.
That's a dude from Fort Worth, but we still cool with him today. He used to first one to like actually take us to a real studio, and
now I think about it, that actually is before Pill. Then.
Okay, yeah, that's before Pill. Okay, but no, okay, so that's then we were working together, and then we had a local few. It was a collective of us called Squad, the Squad with a V, and it was his boy Lil Rick. This is one of the best rappers, man, the coldest, wittiest rappers. And what happened was they opened up for Lil Durk at a show like 2014, and I was paying attention to when they was on stage, like the opening acts, people getting drinks. They not really paying attention. But when they started doing their thing, like people like kind of started like looking. I was like, oh, okay, they got something. So like from 2014 to 2016, we shot a couple videos. We were early on being on Say Cheese. Like we were early. We got a couple.
He's from Dallas too, right?
He's from the DFW. I don't know where exactly in that area he's from, but he is from the DFW.
I don't know where he's from, but he's based in DFW for sure. Sean Cotton. But we ended up getting on there, and then we were working. We shot videos. That was my first time, like really being hands-on, going to studios, doing video shoots. That was our first time doing that. And
that was his first time. We had been doing it because these my niggas from high school, so we was rapping and shit doing that like our whole time. Like I'm making beats, but they rapping over. They not like even then like the type of beats that we were making like wasn't this type of shit that local artists was looking for. Yeah, and so they getting beats off YouTube and shit. But we doing our thing. We rapping and fucking with it, and we was doing that for a while. And then like he got into a real bad accident. What was it? 2016. October. October 2016. And that just kind of derailed the whole shit for like as far as us trying to get our local movement going on. And so that happened, and then I knew that like we was all close, like we all still cool to this day. But I know that for they went to high school together. I told Chris, I was like, man, I'm gonna keep on cooking up, and you do your thing, because at the time he's coming into adulthood, trying to find his way, working multiple jobs. And I told him, I was like, yo,
I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep, doing what I do, and just when it comes, just be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna send these beats off. I'm gonna be in IG, messaging rappers and all that stuff. But when it happens, just be ready. And so what happened was, man, I ain't gonna front. RR2, Rock Marciano dropped, right?
Rosebud Revenge 2.
Yeah, and so when I heard Muse, that's still one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite rock songs. I was
Classic.
I was like, I got to do this. I gotta make beats for niggas. Like I gotta do this so bad. And so what happened was, again, me reading everything. I looked at the back, back of the album, the cover, and it said the A&R was Animos. So I reached out to Animos. I was like, yo, man, how can we get beats to Rock Marciano? He was like, yo,
shout out to Animos.
And he cold. He's super cold.
He's nasty.
And so he was like, yo, I don't really make beats, but you got to reach out to Jazz, Rock Marciano manager Jazz. And so I reached out to Jazz. I was like, how can I get beats? And I sent some, but they wasn't all that, whatever at the time. But at the same time, he posted Bud Rock. He posted Bud Rock, and at the time, Bud Rock didn't have a lot of followers. He's, doing this thing. And so I reached out to Bud Rock, like, yo, you nice, bro. And so he let us send us some beats. I'm just trying to get a song done. The first thing we got done, ironically, was a beat that he made, Miracle Water. That Bud Rock Miracle Water. That's his beat, and he rapped over that. Yeah, and that turned into a whole EP, XV.
XV. Oh yeah, that's okay. I had to go back for that. I had to go back for that one. I like that. Yeah, that's our first, like, everybody's working together, everybody's tapped in, and everybody's doing their thing. Is with Bud Rock. Mm-hmm. He gave us a shot, and we came up together. So Bud Rock is known, he coming up for his bars, and then he's working on projects, but he's still roping us in. Mm-hmm. And then he introduced us to, introduce other rappers to us, like Ty Ferris. That's the second person we work with. That's crazy. Yeah. So I'm noticed because I noticed you guys work with Bud Rock, Ty Ferris, and Water. And I noticed all those guys work with each other as well.
Yeah, and that's, you see what I'm saying. So and then it just, man.
But like you said though, like he said, when the time comes, they can be ready, and ready. Like
we was ready. Yeah,
ready for like whoever. Like they kept sending rappers our way, and we just keep lacing them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We had so many joints on that.
So we just steady building relationships, and now.
Yeah, and that's it. We cool people, so it wasn't hard. We just been fortunate to be. Just like I said. Bud Rock posted something, and Ty Ferris be like, yo, this is dope. And then they'd be like, yo, the A-Dot McCrae got how make this, tap in with them. And then we made No Cosign, Just Cocaine 2. You know what I'm saying? That was our that was the first.
That's my shit right there.
And that was crazy, right? And then it turns out, I'm at homecoming with my frat brothers, and Water, that's my frat brother. He was like, yo, I didn't know you was an ape, an alpha. And I was like, yeah. So that's how we linked up. And then, but Bud Rock is the one that plugged us with Spoda. When Spoda came home, he was like, yo, holla at my boys to stand there. Us and Wavy the guy, Don Carrera, he plugged all of us. And so from there, Eddie Kane, Plex, all the Rim, all the Walkers.
Yeah. So are y'all like members of the Walkers, or because I know all you guys do a lot. You guys collaborate with one another. Do you guys consider yourselves like
Yeah. I mean, we the Standouts, but we part of the Walkers. If the Walkers is working on something, they asking us. They giving us a shot. They
country cousins. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
They come tap on us whatever they need.
Yeah, and if they working on something, they definitely gonna be like, yo, send me something. I'm in the studio type shit. You know what I'm saying?
So being that you guys, have been doing this thing for a minute now, would you guys consider now today we have this thing where certain guys consider themselves beat makers, certain guys consider themselves producers. What would you guys consider yourselves?
whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like lately, we've been getting into what you would consider a production bag.
Yeah,
we've been mixing and mastering like the tracks that we send. Like whenever we send a beat, the rapper get on it, we tell them, "Hey, send us the tracks." We do our other thing, more arranging if we need to, cutting the beat out here and there. So we getting because I've been hearing that conversation lately too, like people considering people who chop the samples and shit just to be beat makers and not producers, but. Even if you want to say that, like we've been doing actual what you would consider production lately.
And I say we producers.
Always have.
I say we producers because, man, a lot of times we giving the artists concepts and stuff like that, and it's plenty of beats that are named and have the chorus around the name of the beat. Like it sounds like such and such. So I'm naming something. Something.mp3 and they making a song out of that, and then like you said, now we mix and mastering, coming up with the concept. So yeah, we producing now.
You also gotta feed the streets what they want to eat. You know what I'm saying? These guys like in this lane that we trying to excel in, like they're not always looking for a beat with a bunch of drums and extra stuff added in. They just want to feel what the sample is and chopped up. That way it can be more focused on what they're talking about.
Right, exactly.
So you got to be able to set the stage. That's what it's about. Like being a producer for a rapper, you setting the stage for them to shine. Basically.
And another thing,
what I mean? So whatever that takes, beat making, producing, whatever it takes. Like just get the job done.
But it's 2021. We started in 2018. So now we have like relationships with these guys like outside of music. You get what I'm saying? Like I talk to Bud Rock and Kano and like we don't always talk about music, but those conversations will be like, yo, we remember we talked about this.
Right.
I'm sending you something. You know what I'm saying? Like let these, you know what I'm saying? Let them know, like talk about this, So yeah, we definitely producing a lot of these songs is coming off of conversations, you know what I'm saying, and just current events. And we, you know what I'm saying, like that might inspire me to make a certain type of beat.
Right.
And I might be like, yo, this remind me of this conversation. So it's like it's the same way another artist might see color, might see colors or see sounds or whatever.
Right.
And it's the same way. Like my stuff is a feeling. I might make a beat based on something that happened in my personal life. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
that's what I want to ask. Like, why you guys why I appreciate what you guys do, because I always admired beat makers, producers, whatever you want to call it, from back in the days where you had Holland Doja Holland, Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, the hip hop to the legendary hip hop producers that from Neptunes, guys like that. But what I'm trying to say is, like, how is it working with somebody opposed to working by working by yourself? Do you enjoy working with your cousin, opposed to working, like what's the how is the chemistry working with your cousin opposed to working by yourself?
I'll say this, man. Like when I talk about this is heavy, but in life, that is the best decision I ever made, was us to join forces and do this together. Right. Because it's like, man, like I said, we even have conversations about just life, and it kind of shaped the way we navigate through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then it's time, like I said, it's times when he's been busy. Like it's a time when he had like 3 or 4 jobs, you know what I'm saying, trying to hustle. He didn't have no time for beats, but my goal is like to do my thing and reach out. And so when the time comes, he could just have it set up. All he got to do is just create. Right. And then there's been times when I had a newborn, I was in grad school and I was an intern at the same time. And he was making beats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the brand is bigger than either one of us. And then like we grew up together for real. Like we was all at my granny's house, like spending time together. And so it's just comfortable. Like this is my cousin. Like we good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. So
you guys not go eventually go your separate ways, like Pharrell and Chad.
That ain't really what this shit about for us. Like it ain't about money. It ain't about like we always been saying our whole lives, like we gonna do something that's all in the family. You know what I mean? Like whatever it be, like we just want to do something that we all can do together, and that way we can be around each other. You know what I'm saying? And grow with each other and share the same interests and stuff. Because we interested in a lot of different things, but wants to connect on this one music thing and then be able to like one day take care of us, like that's all we have to do.
Yeah.
Like, man, we pushing for that.
That was my thing. I like, we're not materialistic. We don't really. So my goal is to make Chris rich. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
And so it keeps our motives, like our motives are pure. Our, you know what I'm saying? So that's why these things happen for us, because we ain't trying to front on nobody.
We ain't in no rush either.
Yeah,
that's another huge thing, because like
it's genuine. It's genuine.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
We've been at it for about, like I said, 10, 15 years. Like most people don't stick with something that you're doing on the side for that long. You know what I mean? But that's
what's been the motivation though. Like what has been like the driving factor? You know, during all these years of you guys just staying on your grind, man. What has been that driving force for y'all?
As long as people been dropping dope stuff, it always get me motivated. Every time I like, man, just
being a part of that. If nothing else, being a part
just being of a part
movement of putting out good ass music for the people to digest. You know what I'm saying? Because we got into MERS, we got into Ninth Wonder, like the whole just got that way, just like all types of different parts of music. And they saved our lives, like my life for real. Like listening to Ninth Wonder, little brother, like I want to be a part of that, and that's my motivation to be like somebody that be like, hey yo man, see that McCrae, when it comes to music, man, them niggas. They love that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, we come up playing sports, so yeah, it's a competition, but it's healthy. Like, if anything, when I go over Chris' house and he pulling up the stuff he working on, and it's like, yo, how did you even? I gotta go home. I gotta go home and load up my machine now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and then it's like I said, as long as dope stuff keep coming out, like I can name the albums. Like B made me go, like Common's album made me go mess with my machine. Yeah. Covert Coupe. When that came out, oh my god! Like,
fuck, the whole came up right there. That album, man. Currents is Spitter.
Yeah, and all the Rock Marciano, and then when Griselda hit, like I was like, yo, I got to.
Dipset.
I see you got the hat.
The Heatmakers, Dipset, Just Blaze, like the Rockefeller movement.
In high school,
was probably the thing that really just.
Now, have you?
Them niggas look like fucking superheroes. Like, crazy. Like,
yeah, we was. And that's the thing. We in Texas, but when I tell you, like, we wasn't just listening to the stuff that came on the TV. Like, I was, or like, it was a website called DipsetMixtapes.com, and this is when DJ Drama had got.
I don't even know about that one.
No, it was when DJ Drama got hit with, you know, for selling mixtapes.
Oh, yeah. They rated.
What they did, he got rated. So what they did was they would sell stickers with a mixtape included. That was the way they got around it. And I was ordering them and getting them mailed to the house. So I had Diplomats Volume 1 through 5 at the house. Like, so all those underground Dipset, I had them for real, and I would tell you how
when they was coming out.
When they was coming out, this is like we was
like a lot of people don't know, like that motherfucking that Diplomatic Immunity, that double album. Them shits was like mixtapes.
Yeah, that goes back to
90% of that shit was like mixtape songs,
and that goes back to me. That goes back to, you know, how we got into like preferring samples, because if you remember, Joel's had that song "I Love You," that and you remember how they had to replay it because it was an Ozzy Hayes sample when they wouldn't clear it, so they had to replay it. But on the mixtape version, it's the original with the sample, and it's better. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with all.
Who did that? That's Heatmakers, right?
Yeah, and it was the same thing with Kanye when he did the All Falls Down, and they replayed it, and it had Selena Johnson. Dope, but if you listen to the original one,
oh man, that shit was
it's fire. So so samples just all it's that soul. It's like you can't duplicate it. It's much as you could try, but when you hear that original, it's better. But Heatmakers was so influential. They dropped out of Howard. But they went I think Arsonist went, and I applied to Howard and got hit. I was about to go to Howard and then take a train.
That's right here. That's in my city.
I was gonna go to Howard, bro, and take a train to New York and try to do some intern. I was gonna do something. I was gonna be in this shit one way or the other, bro. Howard wasn't giving out no bread. It's kind of expensive, and then I ended up getting a full academic scholarship. But I was gonna be in this shit one way or the other.
Okay. So being that you just mentioned you know, you mentioned the Heat Makers, man, and we talked about like Alchemists. Who are some of these guys that like have you ever got a chance to meet some of your, I don't want to say idols, but some of your you know, contemporaries that you looked up to? You know, you ever get a chance?
I met Night Wonder, took a picture with him at one of the South by Southwest. Met Raekwon. Like I said, one South by Southwest, we ended up hanging with Trader Truth.
Yeah,
South by Southwest. That's in Texas, right?
That's in Texas.
Austin. That's
Texas.
our state capital, so that's about 3 or 4 hours away from Fort Worth.
Yeah,
always wanted to go there. I don't know if I'm too old to go. You think I'm too
old? Yeah, it's different now.
See, when we went, this is the thing. When we went, the first year we went, it was still like
college kids and shit.
Yeah, and Chris wasn't even old enough to get into a lot of spots, but he looked older. He's a big dude. So I used to say, hey, my cousin, he turned 21 like next week, bro. Can you please let us in? And so we saw like Don Kennedy. We would see these shows like of people trying to come up. They only come up, you know, this is a chitlin circuit, whatever you call it. And so the first year, and yeah, we saw Our Future, and we saw matter of fact, the same show that Pill was on, Machine Gun Kelly. We saw the same show that got him signed to Bad Boy. He gave a hell of a state. He gave a hell of a show. He did his thing.
Isn't Brockhampton from like Texas?
I think Austin. I think so. I hadn't really got into that music. I think I heard maybe one of the members from there is from Austin or something like that. I think. But
that first year, it was like organic. Everybody was like, it was like networking. But then, like, I think when people started getting signed off of going side by side with the next year, you have Kanye West did a secret show. It turned into a like where you had to have a wristband to get in anywhere. It turned into one of those. So, but no, we was going. I'm
had to go one day, man. Before I get too old, man.
Yeah, no, it's cool. One more time too,
no, it's cool just to walk up and down 6th Street and people watching.
Catch shows back.
The vibe is cool. The vibe is always cool out there, you know. So, but that's we met a lot of people through there, and then S1. That's a funny story. S1, he made Power.
He's dope. Yeah, he's dope too.
So check this out. This is a crazy story. This was 2013. We had this. It was this Dallas producer showcase. It was like they picked 10 people. So I guess they picked some people from Dallas to be a part of it. We had to sell our own tickets, and you know what I'm saying, like to pay the entry fee and all that stuff. So we like it's 5 songs, 1 minute of pop, right? 1 minute each, right? Right. And so we don't know nothing about mixing, but we got good beats. Like we don't know the sonics and everything. So we take it to a studio and get mastered. So getting the unmixed beat mastered is like putting syrup on shit, right? It's horrible. So like everybody's doing their thing,
especially when you cooking up on computer monitors.
Yeah,
you guys wasn't used to dealing with engineers.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about none of that. Yeah, we just this raw talent, I guess you want to call it. So we get on, like his people come, like his mom and aunt. Man, I had like, and this was the week we had training at work, so we had to go into. I work at home, but this week we had to go into the office every day to do this training, and I had like 2 or 3 coworkers show up. So we get on stage, and the beat start, the kick start. You can't hear shit else. It sounds horrible. I'm on stage embarrassed like a motherfucker, like humiliated.
They like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, and so we go through our set, and then I'm over there with the stank face, like I'm pissed. Chris being a good sport, man. He got, I guess, because he come from sports, so yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like
you gotta at least look like you believe it.
Yeah, he giving people props. Yeah, you did your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there like this. Because S1's wife was there, and she's like, y'all got some junk. Yeah, we got some shit. Like we didn't know. And this is good though, because we didn't know the level of competition. We didn't know what other people was doing. We've been focused on our own shit, right? Yeah. And so after that, I'm over there looking pissed. And S1, he's like, yo, come walk with me right quick. And so
had to put his arm around
like shit, right? So he was like, yo, man, I hear what y'all doing. Y'all got good concepts. He said you need to work on, like, you need to listen to your stuff on the computer in your car, his car, your mama car, headphones. he gave me that gym, right? He was like, you gotta work it because he said y'all got good concepts, right? And so I walk him to this. It's a fire, he got this fire ass car off of making beats, and he giving us advice even though we was the losers. So I mean, that was like, that to me that was like a sign because I remember another sign because I remember we prayed. We was like, man, regardless if we win or lose, let's have this experience change our lives for the better, and
no doubt,
and it did. So that day, like I said, it's in Dallas. The thing ends at like 2 a.m. Dallas, and my cousin Ben, he's with us taking pictures and recording. So I had to take him home, and then I had to take him home. Then I had to go home. I didn't get home till like 4 a.m. Right? I had to be up at 6, but I didn't go to sleep. I got on that damn internet. I started looking up how to mix beats and how to do that, and I started taking notes. I'm in training, like looking on Safari, like looking up mixing stuff, taking notes and stuff. So I spent the rest of that year. That was like June. I spent the rest of that year just working on mixing. So which is kind of like right. I need
a year on mixing.
Half a year going through old beats, applying and learning how to. And that's kind of our advantage now. Like the beats sound. They ready. Yeah. That's why a lot of these.
But a lot of, to my knowledge, when I see this, the conversation that I'm gonna be honest, I rarely have with producers because it seemed like most of the producers I know they handle as far as like the creating the beat, but they have like engineers to do that shit.
Yeah. I mean, we were doing that for a little bit. Yeah. Like we were doing that, having like other people mix our stuff. But like I was like, we had a few conversations about it, and because like I said, I had been doing the rapping shit with my homeboy since high school. So my homeboy Eden, shout out Eden, aka Roy Project. He had a microphone. And he had Fruity Loops as well. He made beats and everything, but he knew how to engineer basically. So recording us. So I'm watching him over the years, and I'm picking up on that. And so I finally get my own mic because you know what I'm saying, niggas didn't have time to work everybody else. It's like 10 of us trying to make music. So I get my own mic, get my own laptop, go off to college, and I'm making mixtapes and just learning how to mix and you know what I'm saying, and engineering and vocals and how to get the low end off and all of this different type of stuff. So I'm building that skill, and then he done already studied this for a year from what happened to us in that beat battle. Yeah. So like I said, with the us sending our stuff off to get mixed and mastered by other people, like we would get it back and then it'll come out on the platforms and I'm listening to it. We're listening to it and be like, okay, it sounds good, but it's like we want the beat to sound a certain way as well. Right. So that's why we say, hey, just send us the stuff and let us take it all in and put it all in, because everything is going to be an instrument. You know what I'm saying? Your voice is going to be another instrument in with the other instruments that we don't put together already. It's not going to sound like it's just over the beat or in the beat. Like we want it to be all together in one. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, and that came from us. Me learning my mixing. I've been learning mixing for like 5 to 6 years, just self-taught. 5 to 10 years self-taught on Fruity Loops, and then him with the mastering stuff, just all of the different places he done took the information from, and now we checking and we're trying to do it all. Like sometimes the rappers that's more established, they'll have like a super engineer who just.
That's what I was just about to say that.
Yeah, if it's like that, you know what I'm saying? You got it, bro. You know what I mean?
Even when they have a super engineer, like it helps when you have those opportunities to send beats or get beats to these artists. Mm-hmm. Those months where those years where I learned like how to mix just the beat, and from being humiliated, now it's come to our advantage. Now we know. I
was just about to say, you think that gives you, because now when I listen to you guys talk, man, you guys are basically engineers.
Yeah,
you guys are producers and engineers.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely want to be a one-stop shop, like for the beat, the mixing, the mastering,
cradle
to the grave. We want you to be able to get everything you need from us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 2 of us anyway. So why not us pick up different skills as we go along? Like I said, I'm finna learn to pick up the piano. He finna pick up another instrument.
And he's the one, like I say, he's the one that's like, hey man, we need to try this. And I'd be like, no, we good. Like, he's the one that pushes us to grow. Like we both push each other, but he's really into like making sure that we keep getting better, add more tools to the toolbox and all that stuff.
And just self-sustain all in-house, because it's 2 of us already. I think that's enough. We both 2 very intelligent people. We can learn anything we want to learn. We ain't got no rush on this thing, like this process. We can do this for the next 50, 60 years. I'm trying to be coded. I'm trying to be like Prince, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to pick up an instrument Ron Legend, you know what I'm saying? Like I want us both to be able to do that. I want us both to be able to get in there on the boards.
He be pushing us on that. Yeah.
That's a huge thing for us.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, we do all that stuff. But it started from, like I said, man, that's a lesson to anybody out there. You got to at least get embarrassed, or you know what I'm saying? You got to at least get, you got to go through that, like to really go to the next level. You got to fail, like all the athletes.
No, I didn't succeed, but until I failed so many times.
Like, that corny shit. It's real though. It's real. Like,
yeah.
You gotta fail. So,
well, I'm gonna switch gears for a second. Like, who are you guys listening to now? What artists or what producers that motivate you? Within your subgenre and outside of your subgenre. What have you?
I listen to my niggas, like, you know what I'm saying, like Rome Streets, Bud Rock, Eddie Kane, Ty Fair. It's a lot of good music to listen to just within the camp.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Jamal Gasol, man, y'all work a lot. How y'all shout out to Jamal. How y'all link up with Mr. 3-1, man? How y'all link up with him?
Man, he was one of those artists that you just you see on these playlists and stuff, and his voice is distinct.
He got a very distinct. He always say, I told him, man, I said, man, he's not the greatest rapper, but he has one of the best rap voices,
he's
man.
Better at rapping. That's the crazy.
No, I'm not. He's nice rap. No, what I'm saying is like.
He's not technical. No, he's not super technical.
He don't need to be. He don't need to.
But that's what I'm saying. But he talks.
He don't need. But the way
everything count.
Yeah.
And he makes the words count. You be saying some nigga shit.
It's the way.
Yeah, he reminds me of how like Jim Jones started out. Like, you see how the way Jim Jones rap now? Like,
or even like people give this dude a hard time, which I don't understand. Like a French Montana.
Yeah. Oh man, and he talk that shit.
Man, French be talking that shit, man. You don't.
And we always have this conversation. There's people that can rap.
Yeah.
People that talk that shit, and then it's a very few that can do both. And then the people that can do both, it's like Jay-Z, Pusha T, like these type of rappers. But it's people. It's
music is music, man. At the end
but
of the day,
but with Jamal, I sent him one beat in an email. Just like on some, like, yo, I think you'll kill this. And it turned into Stir the Pot, the first one, off of one beat. Like, usually you send 4 and they pick one, but this time I sent one, and it turned into that. And then he hit us up, like, this was like March of last year. We supposed to get ready to go to that Boston show that got canceled because of the pandemic and stuff. He was like, yo, I want to stir the pot again. And so now I'm sending stuff, like, again, I'm not going and sending them Jamal Gasol type beats. I'm sending them shit that, like, I think his voice will sound good over. It's like the right feel. Again, it's that feeling.
Yeah.
And so then, now we going up to, I think, we got 14 out now.
We just mixed and mastered 16 the other day, so that's coming soon.
Yeah, so we giving them a whole 36, but eventually it turned into, like, we would have conversations, and then it would turn into Stir the Pot 3, Stir the Pot 4, and it just kept going off of just life, off of current events. Like, if you think about Stir the Pot 3 and 4, he popping his shit, like he getting money, and then Stir the Pot 5, the drought came, which coincided with the pandemic hitting and everything shutting down. You get what I'm saying? And then, like, I think he got into it with somebody on Twitter or some shit. Or, he talking this shit on Twitter. So I sent them like 6. Stir the Pot 6 is like flexing. And so from then on out, basically Stir the Pot is just us flexing, like us flexing with the beats and him flexing, talking his shit. Like, we just having fun. It just turned into a whole thing, man. When I sent that, like I said, I sent one beat and one email just trying to get the nigga to rap over my beat, man. That's it. And it turned into a whole thing. So, man, it's been awesome.
He a hustling motherfucker.
He go hard, man. I call him Master P of the Underground because he got masks, phone cases,
socks,
trays, paper, socks,
man, COVID masks.
He going crazy, man.
Why not?
He going crazy. He and one thing about him, he's a real nigga. Like, he shared a game. Like, he like he teaching us how to do stuff. Like, now we got a logo, that's coming. You know what I'm saying? So just each one teach one. Yeah, it's real shit.
Yeah.
So talk about this. Like, I know a lot of producers are really starting to, how can I put this? a lot of producers are like really starting to like brand themselves. You know, like I noticed like within the last 15 years, like guys are coming out and having their names and in the drops or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about that? You know,
I think
like the branding of producers, like these new age producers, it seemed like more than ever, producers are like at the forefront of hip hop.
I think they should. But I like it. You know what I mean? I think it's about time for them to get their shine. Like that too, if that's what they want. Because you got producers that want to be known, like you know, say your Metro Booms. They want to be the names that you know and you recognize. You know what I'm saying? The face with it, like it's a whole thing. You know what I mean? And they deserve it because like the beats that these dudes is providing sometimes is like the whole canvas. Yeah. And the rapper just came through.
Yeah, especially Metro.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a little, you know what I'm saying? Exactly with Metro Boomin. If I remember correctly, like Future go in there and freestyle, and Metro Boomin is the one that takes and produces and like, okay, we're gonna make this the hook. He's putting all that, like Future just going in there.
But that's what I was talking about. Do you guys do that as well? Like, because when I think of producers, I think of guys that tell artists, you know, you guys help the artists, you know, as far as you know, cultivating
as much as we can. Because like I said, we got the pandemic, so we're not in the studio with these guys at all.
I have made an artist like go back and record some like, hey, you can go a little harder, you approach it like this, or start here. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like we have, but those are relationships that have to be cultivated. You just can't be sending somebody beats that's going crazy, getting beats from other people. Like, hey man, you need to go. Like, nigga, who is you? So like it's certain artists that we cool, it's super cool with. Like I said, certain artists that we talk with, not even about music, that I be like, hey, you should come in on this part of the beat or whatever, start like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but also producers are personalities. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like you didn't know Alchemist was that funny, you know what I'm saying, until you start watching Cook That's Delicious.
George Clinton,
like you know what I'm saying, like their personalities too. You know what I'm saying? Like Wave the God, he's hilarious. On he get busy on IG. He's a funny dude, cool
like,
dude.
You know, Quincy Jones, it ain't no different than Quincy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like it's different what we doing, but I'm saying like just like being known for production, like some people want that.
Like we got personality, we got shit we got going too. You know,
I personally don't give a damn about that. Like I'd rather be known for the music and just like not be famous at all. I don't want no fame for nothing with music ever. That shit, it don't ever end well from what I see. But
no, I think if we was to get fame, I think we would be able to handle it at this point.
Definitely. But I don't want to be Kanye West famous ever.
No,
because a lot of people forget that for some reason, like they forget that producers are artists.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Like most people, when they think of artists, they think of the singer, they think of the rapper. You know, they forget that producers. Man, you guys are the soundtrack of the music of the you know, of the genre.
Definitely. Yeah. So I definitely understand it. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I can agree. Like we do, like we let the music speak for itself. Like that's what we do. Like we let the work speak, and then we put it out, and we kind of just let whatever happens, and because we know that like. One thing we emphasize is making quality and making music that's going to age well. It's not going to sound dated. So, like when somebody gets put on the standouts and they go back and listen, they'll see they'll hear the consistency and be like, oh, okay, these guys they really do their shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we always put the music first. So but as far as branding, like we just like I said, like if we didn't do the stuff we do, like the tag and all that stuff, then people might not know, you know. We want people to know, hey, we made this beat. That's as far as it goes.
Associated with the brand,
yeah. That's as far as it goes. We want the beats we make. We want y'all to know we made it. You know what I'm saying?
That's about it. We all,
all the other stuff, it's cool. You know what I mean?
So how's the, you know, you don't have to go into details or anything, but you know, now you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know about, you know, BMI and the ASCAP and all that type of, you know what I'm saying? So how's you guys, you know, how have you guys been putting all that, you know, together?
Oh man, it's legit. Like everybody's been
making sure you get that credit, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's been A1, like from distro, like shout out Top Ferris. He was the one that taught me about all that stuff, like early, like
off real,
like he was like helped us get set up with ASCAP and Distro Kid, and you know what I'm saying, like Shout out Lord Juco when he sold the vinyl White Walls.
Juco,
you know, everybody been, like I said, it's a lot of fuck shit that goes on, but we haven't been privy to. Everybody's been legit and everybody's been A1 with us. You know what I'm saying? Like even Jamal Gasol, like he made sure we got the splits before any song dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like
salute to y'all for that too.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Everybody been A1 with us. So we ain't had those type of like bullshit, somebody running off on us, and we ain't had that, man. We've been fortunate. So
we got all of that business in order. You know,
we got that in order.
Yeah. So what's some of the pros and cons? You know, like I mean, we know the pros of being a producer. You know, as far as like you guys creating this amazing music. You know, that's going to be timeless. You know, even after you guys are gone. But what's some of the cons? Some of the things in the industry and some of the things in the game that you could do without.
From what I've seen so far, like I said, we've been in this what you would call, I guess, the underground circuit for a few years now, and like it didn't been all love, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, what would you say?
It's not really a con for us. It's just like some people be acting like little bitches sometimes. Like
talk about man, some of these fake ass were stopping. Some of these rappers is weirdos, man. Come on, man. I'll say it. I'll fall on. I'll take the bullets, yo. I'll take the bullets, yo. Some of these rappers are weirdos.
But I mean, it's never like a surprise to us. Like I said, we've been doing this shit for a minute, and like being in South by Southwest and running this some niggas in real life, like niggas be like 5'4", you know what I mean?
Please, for real.
Like 175, you know what I mean? Trying to act tough and shit. Like, all right, bro, cool. But now we hadn't ran into that type of shit. We haven't ran into that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But energy.
Y'all ain't gotta say no names, man. We ain't gotta say no names.
But my thing is like people like I said, man, it's enough money out. If you gave everybody $1 million, it would still be enough money out here for everybody.
No doubt.
You don't have to hate on nobody. You ain't gotta bitch about. You ain't gotta like to do it as a marketing tactic. That's some whole shit to me. Like you don't have
goofy
to, like,
shit.
You have to be like, you have to be like, yeah, you niggas need to. You niggas with no drums, like, damn, y'all get tired of that shit. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you want to rap with drums, get you some beats with some drums and rap. Don't do that and be like, yo, I got my album coming out. Y'all gonna hear what drums sound like. Yo, get the fuck out of here.
Or do it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like, I don't be giving a fuck. I be trying to pull him away from that shit too, cause it's so. But he don't let it bother him. But
it's just like
I be saying like, don't acknowledge the shit.
Yeah, he want me not to acknowledge it. I be like, man, shut up.
That's all it's for. It's all it is to get a reaction.
Like, don't do that as a marketing. Don't do that as a marketing plug. Don't be like,
don't fall for it.
Don't do like you niggas cover arts is trash. Like just because you got an album covered out and your cover art different, it ain't even fire. It's just not. It's just different. Not even. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. But but the thing that makes it like, because I'm 35 and these niggas be like older than me doing that shit sometimes. I be like, these niggas too old for some shit. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, like I said, we've been real fortunate to meet some solid individuals. Like real.
If one con I could say is like waiting on niggas to push shit out. That's the only con I can
like
really
this
truly
shit,
say. I mean, yeah, I like it, but I'm saying like just waiting on your shit to hit the streets. Like you like, nigga, we got this.
But
shit.
y'all make up for it though, man. Because one thing I like about you guys, man, you guys are like old school with it. You guys are traditional with it, whereas you guys don't just produce like a song here, a song there. You guys produce entire albums.
Yeah.
I like that, man, because it's some of your favorite producers have never produced entire albums.
Mm-hmm. That's all.
I could go through a long line of great producers that never produced an entire albums, and you guys got entire projects with Eddie Kane, entire projects with Water, so that's pretty remarkable, man. You guys ever thought about that?
Yeah, like that's our thing. Like I love that, like getting the whole project,
and it's easy for us because it's like,
and we're doing it like via email.
Yeah,
like, I can't wait to get
crazy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So it's crazy because it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying, like White Walls, right?
Mm.
That was kind of like the like we could really do this because I was look at this nigga that came in.
Wow.
We was trying.
Damn, what is that? A dragon?
We've been trying to come in for them. Don't worry about him. But no, we with Lord Juco, I was a fan of him. and we was trying to we was trying to send him beats for so long, but he was fucking with the beats. He just wasn't getting back to us. By the time he got back to us, he was like, "Yo, we got a whole project." And so, like, the thing about it is, if somebody picks one artist, if somebody picks one beat from us, and we send a beat project, and somebody picks the first two, we'll know what direction you're going in. That's why when you ask, "Are we producers or beat makers?" and I say we producers, because if you pick those first two beats, we can kind of tell where you're going with it.
Exactly.
And so now I'm sending like, okay, he picked them two. Hey, Chris, you got this such and such. Hey, send me that, and we're gonna send that to Water. We're gonna send that, and then that's how we have our whole albums come out. So yeah, it's kind of natural for us because it's like I said, you know, we just need to say, okay, if he picked this one, okay, I see what Bobby going in. Okay, I see what Bag. Like Water, shout out Water, because he picked the beats that I wouldn't send to nobody else because I don't know if they would even know how to approach it. But you send him that shit, he Water. Like he said, you know what I'm saying? He gonna talk that shit. And so it all happens organically. All this shit be organic, man. Like especially you got to think about it. We're doing it via email and all this shit. Like it's super organic.
And that's I did a lot of that in college. Like when I was doing my little mixtapes and stuff. Like I would produce every beat on my mixtapes, record it. You know what I'm saying?
He would piss me off
because I would rap over some shit that we should have been sending somebody. But I'm telling them like I like doing this shit. It's part of it for me. Like being able to do the rapping and the seeing how that shit sound in the car, and like I get better every time I listen to some shit. I'm like, okay, and I need to have some shit going like this. To the rapper might need to approach it this way, so it's just more ways to
help them produce. It helps them, and come with delivery. But it's also a warning, like, hey, we're gonna send you this beat. If you don't fuck with it, first of all, somebody else gonna fuck with it, and second of all, if not, this nigga fuck around and rap over it. So you might want to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot recently. People like, hey, is this still available? No, hell no. We you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you can't play around. Yeah, but we definitely into producing whole projects and you know what I'm saying, like having the concepts come together and shit like that.
Yeah, like, we want that.
We like
you know
this
shit. We kind of greedy with that. Like if we on a project with some other producers, we kind of want to get more to them on that. That's all type of shit. Yeah, like we want all them hoes if we can have them. You know what I'm saying? And again, when other people drop and they going hard, they going like, I ain't gonna front. My nigga Don Carrera, he be having me on my shit. Like he'll drop something. Don Carrera, nice, man.
Yeah, he got his own. He work a lot with Ty Ferris.
Yeah,
he work a lot with Ty Ferris.
Yeah, and Bud Rock. He got that. All my Bud Rock favorite songs is produced by Don Carrera. My personal, even Wavy. Wavy's going crazy. And Wavy can be like, yo,
Wavy's nasty. Wavy's nasty with it.
That's the homie too.
And he's matter of fact, fun fact. He moved to New York, right? He's from Florida.
He's from Florida, yeah. I interviewed him maybe about 4 or 5 months ago.
But we chopped it up. He was on the Greyhound bus on the way up there, telling laying out what he planned to do. So that's how far we go back. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this shit is just like at this point, it's just like working with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even like like you said, we ain't no rush. I'm not even like we not even on no beats for hire type shit. Like we building with our people because they getting better, and it's like they motivating us to keep getting better because it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to, you know what I'm saying, Eddie Kane, he it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be up there, so we gotta keep up. Yeah,
all them niggas is.
All them niggas
keep getting better.
They keep getting better and better.
Everybody's getting
Rim is that joint y'all produced for Rim. That last joint y'all produced for Rim when he got the trench coat. Oh man,
blessing, man.
That shit.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. It's like people that music just to be a part of that project is an honor. Like we enter that. You know what I'm saying? Or we did a song about, you know what I'm saying? Like we did a song about, you know, the racial injustices that's going on with Lennox Hughes.
Shout out Lennox Hughes.
Yeah, shout out him.
Out of Harlem.
Yeah, my nigga work.
I'm just getting into him, man. I gotta get more. I want to hear more from him, but he's dope.
Yeah,
he's dope.
We definitely gonna do a few full length projects with Lennox, man. In the future. Like we definitely love working with bro.
But all these people getting better and they motivate us to, you know, we got to keep like that's the way I look at it. Like, hey man, before like one of these days Alchemist gonna be sitting them packs. I got to make sure that he's still checking that standouts
Hell
email.
yeah.
You know, we gotta keep up because so everybody's still sharp and still, and that's
doubt,
really
no
what
doubt.
we've been fortunate to work with these artists. Is going crazy, you know what I'm saying? So,
This really all we ever wanted was like to be in demand, honestly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if, by whoever's just like guys hitting us up like, hey, we need some shit that can rap. Being in demand by niggas that can rap. And that's we only looking up from here. Like that's all like we where we
y'all cooking, man. So I take it, man. Y'all busy right now, man. Y'all the plate is full for the most part.
Yeah,
I mean, it ain't never full. I mean, shit, we ready.
We got so much shit in the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Like
15 years of beats, man.
Yeah.
Shit,
we got so much shit coming out that we have.
So talk about that, man. We about to wrap this thing up, man. What y'all got coming out? Let the fans know where they can find y'all on social media. Where as far as like websites, merch, or anything like that, man. What you guys new music? What you guys got coming out next?
Well, first off, we got the merch, Keep Stirring,
Stirring.
JamalGasard.com. You know what I'm saying? $31. Go tap in. Good quality. You know what I mean? Hey, you looking right in there. You know what I'm saying?
Fit right for the stocky niggas. You know what
I mean? So, yeah, we got that Stir the Pot series. We cooking that. Jamal said we're going to go all the way to 36. So, we'll
shit. Like I said, man. If
Spoda, we mixing and mastering.
Yeah, Spoda. We got some. Hold on. Hey.
Fuck it, we mixed the master another full lit project.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
we ain't gonna tell you the name of it, but you know what I'm saying.
But I tell you, this shit is crazy. I'm speaking from the heart. This shit is fucking crazy.
I'll be seeing y'all cooking, man, on IG. I be tapping in with y'all every now and then. Y'all hop on that bitch, man. I be seeing y'all.
But pretty much anytime that any of the walkers, if they working on something, we there. You can expect us to be in the scene, and it's a couple of artists that we working with that we gonna keep under wraps. But we got the songs, we're gonna keep it under wraps because it's like, all right, when they drop, we just like, oh yeah, nigga.
Okay.
So,
but the usual suspects though. Anybody that we done put something out with recently, from the Walkers to Lord Juco, like we still building on a relationship. Sending them beats.
K Burns,
UG, like all
Conspiracy,
man. Everybody we working with, we continually working with.
So who was y'all? I know, like you said, man, you guys have the Walkers and you guys that conglomerate that you guys are a part of. What before we get out of here, what artists would you guys like to work with, outside of those guys?
Rock Marciano for me, man.
Earl Sweatshirt for me.
Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt. Rock
Marciano. That'd be a full circle moment if we work with Rock Marciano, because that's the guy I was like, hey, I gotta get beat. That was the first person I wanted to get beats to. Yeah. But they doing their thing, and Rock Marciano is a dope ass producer.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say
also though, Willie the Kid, man.
Whoa,
hey, Willie the Kid.
Please.
Hey. Tell him to highlight a shot.
Willie the Kid interview dropping tomorrow, June 1st, man, 12 p.m. Eastern time, man. Shout
Willie the Kid is dope, and oh my gosh, what's that shit called? What's the masterpiece? What's the
Alchemist? Yeah, they are.
Oh man,
yeah.
Albums that had me opening up my shit like, crazy, like. Damn, Willie the Kid, man. Willie the Kid. Yeah. Tell him to holler.
No doubt. I'm gonna put that call in, man. Well, look, it's been a pleasure, man, chopping up with you brothers, man. We got A-Dot, we got C-Dot of the Standouts, man. Thank you, brothers, for being on the platform, man. You guys got anything else before we get out of here?
Oh, just follow us. Our ad it should be in the bottom left corner of our screen, the Standouts _.
Okay.
Follow us on IG. And you can follow us individually too, but cool. But follow the Standouts, man. We're here.
Shout out to you, man. I said, I fuck with your platform heavy, man.
Heavy.
Thank you. Research.
I done told you. I was like, yo, you really
be doing your shit. Like I already know you're gonna keep going with this shit, but I definitely see this platform, this concept, the way you do this, like going all the way up and up and up, man. So shout out to you.
And I told you, I said, man, I hope he's double back and don't forget about us.
Timing is everything, man. I appreciate it, man. Timing is everything, man. I'm glad we was able to put this thing together. But look, man, it's been an honor having you guys, man. You guys take care. Have a good night, man. And maybe we could do this shit sometime in the near future, man.
Yeah, man. Don't be bad. We'll have some more shit to share, some more shit to talk about for sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. Y'all